I try not to think about his death. I just try and think about the life he lived. My favourite day ever, we were on a Caribbean cruise. We got off one of the islands and we got on this like a wee party bus almost, and like one of the most beautiful places in the world, and you get to the top, and the top of the mountain there's the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. And so me, my dad and Emily took this photo, and it's my favourite photo, and it's my favourite day ever. And I remember cherishing that day, and I remember going, this is an amazing day. He was the kind of dad that I used to work in bars when I was about 18, and my dad would wake up and walk to the bar and walk me home. A very involved dad. He was very hardworking, and I think that also was his demise in a way, because he was hardworking, tough, like he just worked non-stop, which led to extreme work pressures, but he just always wanted to support his girls. My dad died 3 days before his 50th birthday, and so on his 50th birthday I think we were all kind of at a loss what to do. So he was involved with Grangemouth Rugby Club, and the friends he met there when he was younger kept all his life. So they all came to the house, his closest friends, and that was kind of the first time I'd seen a room full of grown men cry. It's something I'd never really seen my dad do till he got unwell, and I kind of wish I'd seen it more, because maybe it would have let him release the stress he dealt with and release the pressures of being the man with the big job who had to provide. Sometimes I think it's because he was this macho rugby guy. My dad was 6'4", big protector. I think he brought that into every aspect of his life, of having to make sure everyone else was okay, maybe not thinking about himself. I'd FaceTimed him a couple of days before his death, and he was about the same. He just wasn't himself. It was like a fake smile. And on February 11th, he took his own life. My first thought was, who's going to walk to now? And it just kind of it was like a panic attack. It was like, I couldn't get him back. That was it. It was the finality of it was like so overwhelming for me. And I'm a firm believer, I've never been angry. I don't know if that's normal. I think a lot of people feel anger, but I do think it was out with his control almost. That way it was just, it's so far gone in his mind, and it must take so much to get to that point, and you think that's the best option, when of course it isn't. I'll look at mental illness like I would look at a physical illness. His mental state was just completely beyond that point. It wasn't even him making the decision, and that's how I view it. The first kind of month you're in a bubble, and then you start to laugh again, and you start to and you feel guilty. Your first laugh, you feel, oh, this is horrendous. The first time you're on a night out and you don't think about them every 5 minutes, you feel guilty. But for me, it was realising that's not what you would have wanted. And obviously, there's so many things in my life I'm going to be devastated when my dad's not there. Like when I get married, things like that. Have grandchildren from, he's not going to be there. But the only way to do it is accept it. Because if you sit and wallow in it, you're never going to move forward, and then you're wasting the life you have. Stigma before, men's mental health, no one spoke about it. Even any mental health, and it's slowly changed, but I think it's letting go of the stigma and letting go, there's the equality of everyone has these emotions, everyone cries, and be able to talk to your partner or your friends or just anyone, be able to let off a bit of that emotion. Just because people can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And not speaking about it doesn't make it go away. It's the time passing that scares me. It's the 3 years. It's like you almost dread that number building up and up. People say it gets easier. I don't know if it gets easier. I think it just gets more manageable. And I think once you accept what's happened and you work through the years, it doesn't really get better. It just gets manageable.